Hello and welcome back to Oscar Recap. Today we will recap.
This herbivorous dragon found a dragon egg in the river and brought it back to the colony to incubate it with its own children. But she is accidentally attacked by egg thieves. The dragon's mother is desperate to protect the eggs. Only 2 of the eggs are left intact. Soon, the eggs hatch without incident, but the baby dinosaur they found was clearly different from them. Not only did they have a different skin color, even the teeth are jagged. This caught the attention of the group's leader, guessing that it was a carnivorous dinosaur. He wanted to get rid of it before it was too late. Thanks to the body of the mother dragon, she was able to protect him, but the herd is still unwilling to accept the alien. She had to send him to a cave full of red berries, but just as she was leaving, hearing Heart's cries, she couldn't bear to hear Heart's cries. She made a difficult decision. She had to raise the 2 children alone, and so the 2 brothers, far from the pack, they spent their days playing in the forest. Heart is a very fussy eater. He only eats a red berry. One day they went out into the wilderness to look for food. Heart was attracted by a squirrel and he chased him into a hole in a tree and they accidentally fell down a cliff. The 2 brothers fell unconscious. When they wake up, they see a strange dinosaur. They were scared out of their wits. They huddled together and shiver. When the big dinosaur got close to Heart, after taking a closer look at it, he was so scared that he ran away. The 2 brothers were relieved, but the brother said that it was because Heart looked like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's what scared him away. Heart burst into tears of anguish. He threw himself into his mother's arms and complained. He was convinced that he was not a Tyrannosaurus Rex, to which his mother reassured him that you and your brother may be different, but you are the pride of your mother. As the days went by, Heart felt like he had a lot of energy in him. He decided he had to find food on his own, so he kept on running through the forest. It was so exciting that before he knew it, he was running out of the forest. He comes across a vast plain. He came across several Tyrannosaurus Rex hunting a Triceratops. Heart had never seen such a scene before. He was so frightened that he couldn't stop trembling. Soon, a huge one-eyed Tyrannosaurus Rex appeared and the fight was over with just one blow. His name was Barker. He is the leader of the plains. Heart watched the group of Tyrannosaurs surrounding the corpse. His legs went limp with fear. He just wanted to get away, but he was spotted. Now all the Tyrannosaurs are gathered around. They kept sniffing at Heart. He smelled like a herbivorous dinosaur. The boy was terrified. Luckily, Barker took pity on him and told the Tyrannosaurs to let him go. He told Heart to get back to his family. He escaped unscathed, but a Tyrannosaurus became suspicious and followed him from behind. Heart panics the whole way. He just wanted to get back to his family. When he finally sees his brother, but the Tyrannosaurus Rex appears out of nowhere and kicked him off his feet. He wondered how a meat eater could get mixed up with a grass eater, and then told him that Heart was a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It was too much for Heart to handle. He went straight at him and bit off his tail. The taste of flesh and blood. The taste of blood unleashed his bloodthirsty nature. He lunged at his brother and lost his mind. He was able to restrain himself in time, but it was a terrible rage. To avoid harming his family, he had no choice but to leave. He ran off into the forest without looking back. This Tyrannosaurus Rex is a bit unlucky. He's halfway down the road, and he's been bumped off. He's got a son, for no apparent reason, a little pink baby Etasaurus. The baby Arachnosaurus opened its big eyes. He recognized his father right away. He hugged his legs and wouldn't let go. He kept calling out for his dad. He mistook Yummy for his name. He mistook his name for his own. This cute little guy, the little guy was so adorable. He couldn't bear to eat it again, so he reassures himself it would be better to fatten him up and eat him later. That was the decision that he was to live his life. At night, Heart had a nightmare, dreaming that he had swallowed his mother in his stomach. This woke him up with a start. He was afraid that the dream had come true. Yummy is a very big eater. He ate and pooped at the same time. Soon a maze has been created on the grass, and soon there was a maze of food on the grass. Heart was hungry, so he told Yummy to stay where he was. He ran off to hunt a short distance away, but Heart was unsure. He soon ran back. In just a few moments, Yummy was gone. Heart searched the nearby meadows. He could not find Yummy. He seriously wondered if the dinosaurs had eaten it, just when he was losing hope. But then, Yummy returned with a pile of berries on his back. Heart scolded him in anger. He said that if he didn't behave himself, he would be someone else's child. Yummy cried out in frustration. It turned out that he had gone all the way to find the red berries. It was to eat with his dad. At this moment, Heart's heart melted, but they had to be separated after all. Yummy will one day know the truth, just like he did in the beginning. In order to make him independent, Heart began to train him. Firstly, he works on his dodging skills, then the iron head technique, and the ancestral dragon's tail. All 18 skills were taught. It didn't take long for Yummy to learn. When it was time to part ways, Heart told him solemnly that he would have to live on his own, but Yummy didn't want to part with him. Heart has to trick him into running with him. To be with his dad forever. It was delicious to run as hard as he could, but in the middle of the race, and he turned around and ran in the opposite direction. Yummy ran forward with a rush, but he wasn't watching the road, and he runs into the foot of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It looks back with a vengeance, and he looks back viciously at Yummy. This is the end of it. This little dinosaur is bruised and battered, being kicked around by a pack of Tyrannosaurus Rexes, and trampled under its feet. It's been tortured to the point where it doesn't look like a dragon. The screams of misery reached Hart's ears. He ran back immediately. He ran back and saw the dying Yummy. The Tyrannosaurus was in his mouth. Immediately his anger level is full. He rushes forward with an iron head kick, and sends the Tyrannosaurus flying, and taking the Yummy in its mouth. The Tyrannosaurs immediately attack him, but they are no match for Hart. He moves around the field, and does all sorts of combinations. It didn't take long to knock them all out, but this caused Barker's displeasure. He was banished from the meadow. He was forbidden to set foot in it again. Immediately, Hart ran off into the distance, until he reached safety. Only then did he spit out his Yummy. But the first thing he says when he wakes up is,
お父さん、僕、かけっこ負けなかったよね。
え？
これからもずっと一緒にいていいんでしょ？ね、お父さん。
From that moment on, Hart decided not to be separated from him. He took the Yummy in his mouth, and ran towards the sunset, to a dreamy lake, where a love affair crosses racial boundaries, and he learns from her, that the mountain of dinosaur eggs is about to explode. That's where the mother lives. With the guidance of his mate, Hart decides to go back to see his mother, but on his way across the plains, but is stopped in his tracks by a broken-tailed dinosaur. Hart was able to defeat the dinosaur in just one encounter, and defeated him. As he collapsed, he told Yummy that Hart was not his real father. Yummy wasn't surprised.
知ってるよ。もう子供じゃないんだぞ。でも、お父さんはお父さんだ。
Just then, the mountain of dinosaur eggs burst into flames. The earth shook and fires broke out. Hart immediately went to look for his mother's colony, but all he saw was his brother. He said that Mom was still in her old home, so Hart ran towards the forest, his mind drifting back to his childhood. At last he found his mother at home. She had a new baby. She had left to protect them. At once, Hart leads the group out of the forest, but the strong Barker suddenly stops on the plain. Mom and brother are already paralyzed with fear. Hart has no choice but to stand up for his family. Despite the size difference, Hart is still undaunted. He kept looking for opportunities to attack. Barker is on the defensive. It's as if he's deliberately trying to play it safe. It turns out that Barker had lost a dragon egg. Now it seems that Hart must be his son. He's going to use this duel. He's going to teach Hart how to fight. The real power of the Tyrannosaurus is in its teeth. It's the teeth, not the kicks. In the end, it was a draw between father and son. Barker was badly injured, but he felt genuinely happy. Perhaps at their first meeting, it had recognized Hart due to the destruction of its habitat. The clan is preparing to migrate north, and they may never return. Mom wants to stay with the baby, but Hattie shakes her head and refuses. He says that it is better for his brothers to live with their own kind, even though they won't be able to live together. But thank you for raising him. I'm lucky to be a mom's boy. Then Hart and Yummy ran off into the distance. The bond of affection will never be broken.
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss any updates.